Good morning, everyone. Suburban Sentinel here. Just wanted to take a few minutes and weigh in on the situation out in California with Ares Armory. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's Ares, A-R-E-S, Armory. And for those of you who have not been following, Ares is a manufacturer, and they produce, among other things, partially finished lowers for the AR-15 platform. Well, apparently over the last several weeks, the ATF has been after the company to turn over customer records, which, to Ares Armory's credit, they refused to do. The ATF threatened to raid the place, and in response, Ares Armory sought and was granted an injunction in federal court. Well, I believe over the weekend, the ATF raided the place anyway, and this is now blowing up all over the internet. Before getting into the meat of this, I want to do a big shout out to Ares Armory. I have the utmost respect for them for doing their best to protect their customers' privacy and the Second Amendment. I know it takes a lot of time, money, and energy to fight the ATF and the federal government, and they have my undying respect for doing so. And I hope you will consider doing what I'm going to do, and that is spending some money with Ares Armory to help support the cause. First, I want to make it perfectly clear that I in no way either defend nor condone the ATF's actions with respect to Ares Armory. I don't know exactly all of the background. I have no personal involvement with this, but at best it certainly looks highly suspicious. Anyway, the internet has lit up on YouTube and on the blogs about how Ares Armory obtained an injunction against the ATF. And the story that's being presented is that despite the injunction, the ATF went ahead and raided Ares Armory's facilities anyway. I think it's great that Ares Armament is resisting, and it's also great that the shooting community is behind them and being extremely vocal about ATF's potential overreach. But the facts of the matter are slightly more complicated than they've often been presented online. The ATF actually did go to court. The ATF did go to court, I believe it was on late Friday, and had the temporary restraining order modified. Now, is this a distinction without a difference? Quite honestly, I'm not sure. But the bottom line, it's not a situation wherein the government just walked in and took everything despite the TRO. They did have the TRO modified. Now, just because the ATF had the restraining order modified does not mean their actions were legitimate or even legal. The nature of the proceeding was such that Ares Armory did not get to respond to the request for modification. It was done on an emergency basis. Be that as it may, there is a strong possibility that there are any other factors which would revoke the legitimacy of the modified TRO. The application could have been based on false evidence presented by the government. That would not surprise me. It may also have been granted based on incomplete or misleading evidence presented by the government. In addition, it's also a possibility that the ATF improperly interpreted the judge's modified decision. The bottom line is that we really don't know what happened at this point, and my understanding is that there are additional proceedings going on today, Monday, the 17th of March. Do I believe that the government engaged in some sort of misconduct in the prosecution of Ares Armory? Well, yes, I do. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And in this case, my eyes are burning and I can barely see. However, in the crucible of public discourse, it's important to have all of your facts straight. Not knowing the facts undermines our credibility. And if we are to fight the gun grabbers with situations like Ares Armory, it's important that we have all the details down to a T. So again, I in no way support what ATF has done or is doing. Let's just get the facts straight. This is the Suburban Sentinel. Thanks for watching. Please thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you see. Questions and enlightening comments are always welcome. Shoot safely, everybody.